Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport on YouTube, where today we're previewing Crystal Palace versus Chelsea, Sunday, 4 o'clock kick-off. I'm joined by Jack Price, our resident Chelsea fan. Jack, big game and a local derby.
I remember, I think I went to last year's game at home to Palace, and it was either last year or the year before, and we lost one. I think we lost 2-1 actually. We lost 2-1, and the atmosphere. The Palace fans are always good away, and they always bring a strong presence to the grounds, and they bring an atmosphere to the game. So I think that's certainly going to help them when they go away from home and come into Stamford Bridge. But we're playing quite well this season, and I want to keep that on the low. Let people talk about Liverpool, and let people talk about Manchester City. And we'll just go on the lowdown.
Well, as you mentioned, you're playing well. You got the 4-0 win away to Burnley last game. Obviously, Burnley Turf Moor was a hard place to go last season. It's important for Chelsea just to keep on getting these results and maybe steamrolling sides. It's good for confidence. How did you perform that game? Because obviously I didn't see the Chelsea game. I don't know if you watched it yourself.
Yeah, I saw the highlights. We played actually really well. Morata getting on the score sheet is always a bonus, and he actually looked quite good as well. So that was promising to see. Ross Barkley, I think it was a goal and 2 assists, I think, in the game. So again, another strong performance by Barkley, and he's sort of really pushing in to be a regular starter in the team now, which is important, not just for us but for England as well. To have Ross Barkley, back in that sort of setup is important, and obviously as well, Ruben Loftus-Cheek getting another goal. I mean, he scored a hat-trick midweek in the Europa League, so to get a goal against Burnley as well is important for him as well. So we've also got on Wednesday coming up a big game with Derby County. Frank Lampard coming back to Stamford Bridge, so that'd be pretty important as well. But I think Palace, obviously in the Premier League, is a bit more important.
As you just mentioned, sticking with Chelsea and Ross Barkley and Frank Lampard, do you think you've actually found a replacement now for Frank Lampard with Ross Barkley, or is that a big claim to make?
No, you're never gonna find a replacement for Frank Lampard. That's a really big claim. I think every player is there. I sort of get a little bit annoyed when people say this player is sort of like him, or trying to represent one player as another. I think every player is different. I think Ross Barkley is a lot more attacking than Frank Lampard. I think Frank Lampard was obviously called a box-to-box midfielder. I think Ross Barkley is better in the attacking areas. I think he can improve defensively. But yeah, he's not on the same calibre as Frank Lampard, but he's young, and he's looking in the fittest he has in a while. He's come back, and Maurizio Sarri has asked him to do a job and to come back and be strong, and Ross Barkley is doing that right now. You can see for him to get a goal and a couple of assists and to be getting on the score sheet quite regularly is really important for us. But like I said, it's really important for England as well. With all them great young talents, to get Ross Barkley back in the fold for England is just as important. But if we can keep that going at Chelsea as well, that's important for us, because the striking options aren't great. Having Olivier Giroud and Alvaro Morata as our only 2 strikers really is not the best. So
quality.
to have the midfielders and the attacking midfielders to do a job and to get the goals as well is just as important. And don't forget, Eden Hazard wasn't playing in that game against Burnley, and we managed to win 4-0. So that's a bonus.
Well, you're looking at Crystal Palace now. They drew 2-2 in their last game against Arsenal, 2 derbies in a row for them. It's a good result, but how do you rate their performance really in that game? Because obviously they were lucky with the 2 penalties that they got to score through them.
Yeah, you've got to ride that luck, I suppose. It's just it's just sort of what happens in the game. You never know what's going to happen. I think Palace are a really good team, and obviously Zaha. I think when they came to us, I think Zaha scored. I think Benteke scored another one. So there's the two key players there for them, and I don't want the same thing to happen again. Like I said, it's Palace are sort of a little bit of a bogey team for us. So it doesn't matter if we play away or at home. They always seem to cause a problem for us. So I think we just got to make sure we win the game 2-0, maybe something like that, just to see out the game. Because the thing for Chelsea, and I think for a few fans of the football club, is that we might score 1 goal, but we struggle. I know we won 4-0 on the weekend, but we struggle to get that second goal. We struggle to sort of calm the nerves of the players. 60 minutes in, we're only 1-0, and the game could change. So I think that's something maybe we need to work on, and maybe this game against Palace on Sunday is another one. Get the 2-0 and try and ride out the result.
So that was the Chelsea versus Crystal Palace preview for Let's Talk Sport. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you later.